Good morning. It's Wednesday, January 19th, 2022. Almost said 2021. 2022. My name is Terry Morgan. We're here to practice foundation exercises for Tai Chi. This is part one, so my focus is on exercises that I've learned through my practice of Yang style Tai Chi. Tomorrow we're going to switch to part two, Wudang style Tai Chi, a couple of sets that I've learned as foundation for what we're doing in Wudang style Tai Chi. Next week, Xingyi and Bagua. Yeah, I'm going to cover foundations for those two next week. As I cover these foundations, as I go through these foundation sets, I'm going to talk a little bit this morning about some things. But the idea is that these live classes, I'm going to go through and explain a bit. We're going to practice the sets, and there will be maybe a little bit more explanation. Right? So I'm going to do some analysis this morning for why this works, why it's important, how to do it, how to take it apart, how to take the movement apart so that you can practice it. It really does matter. All right, so as we go through these foundation sets, what I want to emphasize is that the practice for foundation work is long-term, it's continuous, and it's not something that you should skip over or put aside and say, no, I want to move directly into the advanced stuff. This is the advanced stuff. Really, it is. All right, let's get started. I am going to mention something just because it's relevant to class starting this morning. Okay? So with these new sets that we're doing, with this new format that I have, and with some of the additional work that I'm doing to put these classes together, I'm really excited about it. I am I'm anticipating what it's going to actually look like when I'm done, right? So I have a really good idea of what I want, and I'm pretty good at coming close to that. So I'm really excited about what it's going to be when it's done. That by itself, now I have some other things going on, but that one thing by itself is very stressful. Human being, right? It's a big deal for me to get this far and to be this close to getting this done. I'm really, really happy about it. And that makes it a very stressful thing. So as I'm getting this started, once I get into it, I'm good. But as I'm getting this started, I'm trying to be, all right, now I want to do this right. I want to do this over here, and I want to get this in, put this in, and all of that. And part of my response to that is this is how Tai Chi works. This is how Tai Chi is helping me to deal with this. Right? So part of my response to that is to pull back, to not do. Okay? If I'm going to do this thing, it could be really, really cool, and it could be, oh yeah, that'd be great. Should I do that? Well, yeah, I should, right? But there's that human response to say, wait a minute, that could be really good. You could do, that would work out really well. why don't you do it? Because that part of something working out really well is more stressful, right? It, in fact, is more stressful than failing. Failing, we know. Failing is easy. Really, it is. It's super easy to fail. It is. You can, all day, carrying through to where you have that finished, whatever it is, whether it's a form, whether it's a class, whether it's a book, whether it's a video, whatever it is, that finished, a new house, right? Little changes to the room, that finished thing, getting to that point is stressful. We can avoid it, or we can go to meet it. Tai Chi. As we find something, we're talking about Tai Chi now. I could talk about Xing Yi in the same context, right? But I'm talking about Tai Chi. Tai Chi in this context is you push back and then you push forward. And you have this rolling motion that carries you through. And each time you find the end, each time you find an extreme, each time you find something that is a problem, you find a way around it, just the way water finds its way around a rock in a stream. Put a rock in a stream, water will find its way around it. Beaver builds a dam in a stream, water will find its way through and around it. Tai Chi does the same thing. So what do I do? What do I do to get around this? This morning, I was excited. Last night I was excited to get up this morning and present this class. This morning I woke up and thought, I'm going to present this class this morning. Oh, I am. Yeah, okay. And my legs were sore, and I want to talk about that. But I thought about it, and I'm not ready. No, I'm not ready to go do that just yet. All right. Well, when are you going to be ready? Right? Clock's ticking. When are you going to be ready? I gave myself an extra 15 minutes. I needed 30. Right? I needed 30. But I gave myself, excuse me. Excuse me. I gave myself an extra 15, I needed 30. I learned that this morning. Learn something. Practice. Just practice. All right? I decided I'm going to do this. I'm going ahead. I can't go directly to where I want to go. I want to come straight into class and it's just not happening. All right? I can't go directly. Let me back up, give myself a little extra time, and let me try again. Here I am. Now, the content of class this morning, right now, this part, is not entirely what I intended yesterday, but it seems to be the most appropriate for right now. And that's because one of the goals of these foundation classes is to develop the skill to practice. It's not just physical skill. It's never ever going to be just about physical skill. You have to be able to get up and do it. That takes more than the physical skill once you're on the floor. It does. And I've been doing this for 40-odd years. I get up and I practice. Right now, I get up and I practice while the camera's running. All right? So, there's that. But I've been doing this for a long time. And that ability to get up again, and to get up again, and to get up again, is a skill that we want to cultivate as part of what we're doing in our practice. It's not just the physical movements. That understanding, right? Once we get to that understanding that there's more to just doing it than what it sounds like. You know, there is that point of decision where, okay, I'm going to do this or not. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Getting to that point of decision, working through whatever it is we've got going on internally, stressful situation, physical issues, emotional stuff, whatever it happens to be, working through that so that we can practice is one of the skills that we must develop if we're going to have a long-term practice. Otherwise, we quit. Yeah, not today. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow I said, I'm going to skip it tomorrow. Okay. Next week. Next week doesn't happen. Right? We have to cultivate the habit as well as the skill, as well as the physical development. We have to cultivate the habit of getting up and doing something. That's what will carry us through. That's what keeps us in practice. That's what keeps the skill. That's what keeps the physical body in condition. Right? You don't do something for a while, body parts hurt. Right? In front of my legs this morning. Yesterday afternoon and this morning. Every time I stood up, every time I sat down. Oh, I remember what I did. I do. I remember what I did. I was doing low work. We're going to do this in a minute. And I was doing the leg sets, the kicks. We're not doing those this morning. Okay? Just let you know. All right, so my point is, as we develop our skills, as we develop the physical ability, we also need to develop the mental ability to go practice. There's some part of it that can be social. If you're in a group, right? You're here with me this morning. Hi. Here we are. So there's somebody else to practice with. This is a good thing. Practice on your own, it's harder. Getting up to do it because I like it. I do. I like it. That makes all the difference. Getting up to do it when you don't quite feel like it. Yeah, I don't really feel like it this morning. I don't want to do that. All right, do something else. But get up and do something. That skill, to get up and go do something, is part of what we want to cultivate. If you have to pull back a little bit, be conscious of that, right? That's what I was talking about at the beginning of this discussion. I pulled back. I said, no, at 7 o'clock ain't going to happen. Let me try 7:15. 7:15 didn't happen. 7:30. Hey, that worked. I needed 30 minutes, not 15. I had to recognize that. I need to understand that. So next time, maybe I start at 6 o'clock, so by 7 I'm ready. Okay? All right? Recognizing that recognizing that I needed more time. I just needed a few more minutes. And I could put a limit on that, right? That's key. I could put a limit on that and say, I am going to practice. I'm going to define the time at which I'm going to start so that I can get moving, get ready, get going. I'm going to start. Doing that, recognizing that you're not ready, putting a limit. Minutes is better than hours. Hours is better than days. Putting a limit on when you're going to do something, when you're going to start. And then meeting that goal for whatever that limit was, that you actually meet that goal or come close, right? That process reinforces your own practice. It reinforces your ability to get up and do something. You didn't quit. You postponed it to a time certain, not some magical other thing, time certain, and you met that time. That is very positive reinforcement for your own practice. I could have said, nope, not going to happen today, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Not so great. But I could have. And with an injury or an illness, that may be the case. Understanding that you're going to come back to something and do something gives you that ability, that internal ability to keep the continuity, so that if you decided that you're going to continue your practice, not only can you, but you can do it for an extended period of time. I'm 40 years, so yeah, extended period of time. I'm going for the 40. I'm going for 60. Fingers crossed. All right, I started late. Being able to do that means not only do you know what to practice when you get into the room, and you know how to practice when you get into the room. It means you know how to get into the room. All right. Enough of that for this morning. We're here. I'm going to get a sip of coffee. We're going to do stretches and walking sets. Okay, these are the stretches. Outward stretch 6 times. We're going to come back inward 6 times. Side to side, 3 to one, 3 to the other. Outward, inward, up and down, and the circles. All of it. I'm going to move a little more quickly so that we don't lose the light for the last segment of this class. All right? Hand circle in front, back around to both sides, up along center line, and reach out. Bend the knees. Bend the knees more if your legs are stiff or your back is stiff. I think you just saw me bend my knees more. And reach up, out over the legs. in. Reach out as you follow a circle downward. So find the circle, follow the inside of the circle as you come down. Roll up. Remember to roll up through the spine, extend fingertips, elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, keep going, follow the hands down. Each time you roll through, and I'll talk about this after a bit, each time you roll through, try to relax a little bit more. Everything relaxed, everything's moving. Two more. Last time. Come to center. You're going to go to your left. I'm going to go to my right. Hand circle to the front. Back around both sides up along center line. Turn to your left. Use the leg, bend the knee. As you come up, bend the opposite knee. Use the leg to help you come up. Push down through the heel. Come to center. Turn to the other side. You're going to your right, I'm to my left. One more. Center, elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Hand circle to the front, inward, outward, outward, inward. I always get that wrong. Outward first, then inward. Reach out. Roll up. And inward. Follow the fingertips down. Reach out, extend through the back. Use the legs to raise the body. Use the hips and the legs, don't use the back. Let the back relax. Pull up through the abs. Outward. Inward. And let's do one more. Outward. Come center. Hand circle front. Separate to both sides. Up along center line. And reach out. Both sides. Same. I'm going to halfway down for the first three. And come on up. Again. Pay attention to the coordination between the rising and falling of the body and the position of the hands, so that the hands close at the lowest position and come up as you rise. Open the back, open the hip, pull up through the waist, sink. Don't lean. And don't stick your chin out to make it seem like you're not leaning. One more. And all the way up. Come center. Tick up. And circle to the front. Back around to both sides. Extend. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to extend the right. Left hand comes to the right shoulder. Down and extend the right. Left hand to the right shoulder and circle. All the way around. Keep the hand at the same level. Don't drop the teacup. Change hands. Left hand comes under the right. And you want to follow the same circle. Arm stays at the same height. This is one of the things that is important for this set. Keeping the palm flat is the other one. They're both a challenge. Back around. Last time on the right side. Change to left, last time on the left. And come on around. Come to center. Both hands close to the center. Down along both sides. Alright, relax. Walking sets. A little bit, I'll keep going. Feet about shoulder width apart, hands behind your back. Shift left, right to 45. Bring the left through. Place the heel. Transfer the weight. Shift back. Left toes to 45. Transfer the weight. Bring the right leg through. Sink into the heel of the supporting leg. Use the whole foot. Pay attention to where your center is so that it ends up over your heel. Not forward. One more. Knee stays over the toes and go backward. Turn the right toes in. Turn the foot, turn on the ball of the foot. Place the toes behind, shift the weight, change the left, transfer forward, shift back, pull through, place it, shift, turn, shift again, shift back, and again. Last one. I'm running out of room back here. All right, relax for a minute. Side walking. Start over here. Right leg first. And stand straight. Hands behind. Shift left, bring the right up, extend through the side of the foot, put it down, circle, circle out, extend the leg, bring the other foot in, bring it up, extend, place it, transfer the weight, bring the other foot through, shift, extend, place it, circle in, shift, extend, place it, circle. 2 more. Back to the other side, shift to the right, extend the left, place it, close the right, shift, extend. Remember that little bit of a circle that we want as this foot comes out. Just a little, not a lot. Just a little bit in the hip. Two more. And go back to center. Relax. All right. These sets and the leg sets and the rest of the ones that I gave yesterday, as well as some additional sets that I'm going to give as part of, and we're doing some analysis now here. All right, just let you know. So these sets, as well as some of the additional sets I'm going to give tomorrow, Friday, next week, are all foundation work that we use to inform the rest of what we're doing. All right, so I may not practice a side kick every day. I don't. I don't. I know how to do one. I often use a front heel kick in practice because it's part of, in Wudang Taiji, it's part of dragon and tiger joined together, which repeats dragon and tiger joined together, hamstring the loop. Alright, we have this in our Qigong sets. We have it in our Taiji sets. We have this type of kick in Xingyi, as well as in Bagua. Okay, so these foundation things sometimes get covered, sometimes they don't. I'm gonna beat up on the foundation stuff for the rest of this week and next week. And my hope is that by the time I get done beating up on it, I will have created a series of videos like this one, where we have some of that analysis, some why we're practicing, what are we doing, how we get to practice, right? How do I get myself through that door? There's a door over there. How do I get through that door in the morning? How do I get myself through the door in the morning? It matters. The foundations that we build through these fundamental sets give us the rest of what we need. Without the foundation, there is no substance to support whatever we're doing. It's visible. I can see it. Okay, that's me shaking my head saying, yes, I can. As a long-term practitioner with formal training in dance, with 40 years of practice and study, and multiple awards. In the corner over there's a trophy, different awards. I brought a trophy. There's a couple of trophies that I got out of the closet, dusted off, and bring in. Right? I've got certificates and other things. I got medals. Right? This is not so much me saying, oh, I've got all this. It's me saying, other people looked at what I was doing. Other people I didn't know, looked at what I was doing and said, yay, she's doing pretty good. I got a medal. Alright? That reinforcement, right, creates more confidence, just like showing up for class creates more confidence, so that we can continue to do more. That idea, those foundations, all right, as I moved from competing into judging, right, you can see, I can see, other judges can see, I talk to people, right? I do. You can see when someone has just hit the mark, nailed it, it's perfect. You can also see very clearly when it's just never going to happen. Their weight distribution is off. They have no flow. The energy is not there. There's no sense of quiet. There's no sense of Taiji principles. It's not there. Now, maybe that's in need of development. Maybe this is a beginner and they've only been practicing for 3 months and that's all they can do, right? We allow for that. If that person's showing up in an advanced division, no, something is not the way that it should be in that case. And it's visible. Seriously. The footwork will be misplaced, just slightly, but enough to throw the body weight off. The transitions between movements will be odd, not smooth, and the flow of the movement won't be there. We avoid these kinds of faults. We avoid these mistakes by working foundations. We take our time with stepping methods. As I'm going to step through here, step back for a second. As I step through here, transition my weight, turn the foot, transition weight again, get well placed, bring the leg through, place it down, push through, transfer. Feeling each movement. Not knowing how to do it, feeling it. Which muscles hurt, right? As one of my dance instructors used to say, you will learn to love your pain. Titania Doladovska, she knew about pain, she did. She was very good. Little bitty Russian lady. You stand here, take off straight up, come back, land in the same exact position. Double turn. She was really good. She's really good. Alright, you will learn to love your pain. Why will you learn to love your pain? Because whatever hurts is what you used. And feeling that pain allows you to find those muscles so that you can begin to learn how to control them. Alright? Yesterday, we did leg sets, kicking sets. Right? I said this morning, I'm not going to do them this morning. Not. Part of the muscle effort for those exercises, and I'm thinking another thought while I'm saying this, but it's a part of the muscle effort for those exercises comes through the front of the leg, right? I talked about this yesterday, so that as the leg goes up, I'm going to loosen up this thing. Oh, it's tight. All right. As the leg goes up, this part of the leg pulls up and flattens. Don't bunch this part of the front muscle in the leg. Don't bunch those muscles. They flatten to the leg and they pull up so that the leg is separate. Separation between the leg and the hip so that the leg can go up. The push comes from the back of the leg. Right? So as I'm here, feet together. See, I'm going to step left, you go right. Then I'm going to just do one series here. Let me do this to the camera so you can see it. This, bring the leg up. As you bring the leg up, you're pulling into the front part of the leg because you're going to ultimately hold the leg at this angle. You want your leg up here, right? That pull, haven't done that in a while. My leg let me know. All right. I am seeing something, the other thing that I started to say, I am seeing something here that happened yesterday. It's happening again. I'm going to make an adjustment here. Well, that helps a little bit. Not nearly enough. One more. Still iffy. All right, so as I'm talking here, what's happening is the earth is moving. All right? No, seriously. As the sun comes up, it hits the windows at a slightly different angle according to what time of day it is. It's normal. Alright, so at this time, I'm good from about 7. I checked on this yesterday because it was happening. That's why I adjusted the lights here just now. Okay, I see it happening again, so I'm going to close class. What's happening is, as the sun comes up, it hits the windows at a certain angle, and that changes the light in the room sufficiently to put me in mostly shadow with the way that the lights were set up. You can see that in a couple of the videos from the last few days, because there's more light coming at me from behind me than there is from in front of me. So I need a magic light in front of me. I have one. I have one actually. Or I need to finish before the sun hits this point. If I'd started at 7 a.m., I would have. Alright, so here's what's coming up. I did some analysis, what we did this morning. I did some analysis for how to get through the door into the practice room. What do you do with yourself? How do you manage yourself so that you do get to practice every day, or so that you get to practice on a regular basis? How do you manage that? What do you do with that? We reviewed basic sets, not all of them, from Yang style Tai Chi. I did not stop to do analysis of each move this morning. We just did the full sets. What's coming up with this? Okay. 2 more things that I'm going to do with this particular set. The first one is that I'm going to record just the practice set. Not going to do the explanations, it's just going to be practice. I'm going to turn around, we're going to have good lighting, it's just going to be practice. You will be able to use that as a repetitive practice method, right? So as we go through, you get up, you can spend 20 minutes. It's when I'm not talking through it, it's about 20 minutes. Okay? So you're going to spend 20 minutes to do this basic set. Play back the video. With that, I'm going to add some additional discussion, similar to what I did today, or didn't do today, yesterday, with the analysis of the movements. How to do the movement. What are we doing in the movement? What should we pay attention to in this movement? How does it work? What are the body mechanics, right? Which pulley, which lever has to move where in order to make this thing happen? All right? For me to do this with my hands, what has to happen? What has to happen? What are the muscles in my body that have to move for me to do this? Well, there's a little part here, forearm especially, all the muscles in my wrist, my hands are moving, right? The majority of it is coming from right here. Being able to see that, being able to find that, being able to know how the movement is initiated and what you're going to do with it is part knowing what you've got, knowing what you're supposed to do, that intellectual knowing, and part feeling it. You can't do it if you don't feel it. It doesn't work. You can look inward, which we do frequently. Try to find those muscles. Try to see. Actually see in your mind where those muscles are, how they could work, right? What's going on with my arm here? What do I have to do Which muscles am I pulling? Which muscles am I letting go of to create that movement? Miss Tanya's, you'll learn to love your pain. You need to find all of your muscles. All of them. And then we keep going. Tendons and ligaments. Keep going. Down to the bone. And through the bone, actually. But that's for another class. That's we may have heard of Marrow Washing Qigong. The idea of cleaning. Deep cleaning. Through the bone marrow. This is a meditation exercise. It's not a physical, there's no physical thing involved with that. It's a meditation exercise that requires a deep level of understanding Qigong practice, as well as a clear understanding of your physical body. What body parts do I have? What do I have to work with? Where are they? Knowing where they are, viscerally feeling and knowing where those body parts are, knowing where those muscles are, knowing which muscles do what, and then being able to use that knowledge as we practice. Basic stretch. The arms come around. What do I have to do for this? Open the shoulders. What's involved in opening the shoulders? Well, this is down, this, right? That fine level of detail, that fine level of analysis gives us the ability to use those body parts. That gives us the ability to get in touch with those body parts so that as we're working to coordinate the breathing and the movement so that the physical breath and the physical movement are one, not separate, one. If we don't understand what the physical body is doing, we don't understand what the physical movement requires, it's really hard to make that connection. And it will always be a little bit off. The better we understand the physical body and what it's doing, the more tightly we can connect what our internal body, what we're working on with Taiji and Xingyi and Bagua and the Ohabafa and all of the other, Qigong especially, all of the other internal arts, the more tightly we can connect that internal body with that external body, so that this connection happens, not this one. It's not connected here. This is sort of connected, right? This is connected. We're working for that. Foundation practice gives us the skills. Foundation, so that we can build up our practice. I'm going to stop for today. The light has put me in shadow. All right, and it's not a bad thing. I like yin and yang, right? So tomorrow, some basic exercises that I learned together with Wudang Qigong. Or excuse me, Wudang Taiji, as well as a little bit of Wudang's 3 basic methods. I hope you'll join me for that. I'm going to do my best to work on this stress thing, and I'm going to try and be on time tomorrow. Thank you.